My name is Paul Clay. I'm the executive producer for Manchester International Festival, and I'm over here in Sydney because we're working with Björk to deliver and produce this fabulous new exhibition of VR called Björk Digital. So Björk Digital is premiering on Friday the 3rd in Sydney at Carriageworks as part of the Vivid Festival. And what this exhibition does is take the audience on a journey. You start with a timed ticket. So in a small group of 25 people at a time, you start your journey at the front of Carriageworks and you enter into Björk World. The first stop on this journey is Black Lake. Now, Black Lake is a piece that was originally premiered at MoMA in New York a couple of years ago now, and this is only its second outing. Black Lake is a very intense audio-visual experience, particularly with such a small group. We've created a room within a room, and within that room, we filled it with a metric ton of Bauer & Wilkins very high fidelity speakers. So the speakers are all around you. You'll see them as you go in, but they're also above your head. And Marco, who's our sound genius, tells me if he could have put them under the floor, he would have put them under the floor as well. Facing you on the two long walls of the room, you'll see huge screens which 4 projectors run across. And you see a projection of the song as it begins. It runs at about 11 minutes, Black Lake. And you find yourself inside the cave with Björk as the piece starts. And it's a very extraordinary sensual piece. The combination of huge visuals, compacted space, and a huge sound system creates a really extraordinary experience, which rattles your insides. When you leave Black Lake, we give you a moment just to sort your insides back out again, and then we take you into a VR world. This VR world begins with Stonemilker. So you step into the world of Stonemilker, where we put you on a seat, in your small group of 25, and you don a Gear VR headset, which will show you the 360 VR version of Stonemilker, again with the same sound system by Bauer & Wilkins. So a very beautiful and intense experience, but in virtual reality. Once this is finished, you take a very kind of gentle journey through a black draped world into a second space, where again we'll position you on a little seat. You'll don your same headset, and this time you'll experience Jessie Kander's mouth mantra, which is a much more intense experience and takes you inside the mouth of Björk as she sings. So you find yourself in there with teeth and tongue, and it's a very kind of visceral experience. Once this experience is completed, the third of the VR pieces takes you into a much bigger space, and this space is for Not Get, which is a complete world premiere, not seen in any form, not available in any way online. And Not Get uses a head tracking system provided to us by HTC. So it's the Htc Vive system. This allows you to move within the space, and your movement has an impact on what you see. So you can literally walk around Björk as she's singing, for example. And as you move in, the way in which you experience that changes. So it's a really extraordinary event. Once that piece is completed, we figure that's probably enough VR in one straight hit. So we'll then release you into the world of Biophilia. And Biophilia is a series of music apps created by Björk, which looks at the linkages between science and music. And it was grown out of a belief that actually the way in which we treat and teach music just isn't really good enough. And that actually we ought to try to engage people in a much more kind of exciting way. So Biophilia gives you that opportunity, and it's being used in schools across Scandinavia, which is really quite extraordinary in itself. As part of that, we've also brought for your delectation a couple of the musical instruments that were created for this original production of Biophilia. Once you can stay in the Biophilia room as long as you like, and you'll experience that through a series of tablet computers. Once you've finished that area, we then have a cinema room for you, which is where we currently find ourselves as I'm talking to you. And this space has more than 2 hours worth of Björk's specially curated music videos from the entirety of her career. And people can spend as long in here as they like. We've got cushions, a nice comfortable carpet to sit on. People can just lounge around and just experience the whole thing with a very strong 5.1 surround sound system in big screen projection. So quite an experience.